Okay, this is Joe again. I have no idea what the time is. What time is it? 8:24, April 7th, 2025. I'm going to do this. You're going to hear all this in the background, but I want to see how the audio turns out for this. Currently on the train, LA, moving between 2 points. The best way to get from A to B. And I want to talk about something. Well, I want to ask a question. If there was an organization, for example, say there was a shelter. There was a shelter, an organization that provided shelter for individuals that was indigent, homeless, dealing with destitute. And this shelter that would provide those services, the shelter, at the very top of the shelter, someone was, let's just say this person was an operative for the CIA. What would an operative of the CIA do running a homeless shelter? I'm just checking the audio. So this operative at the very top, the helm, the captain of the ship, the shelter, happens to be an operative for the CIA. Would this person be placed in that position to conceal who they are? Or would this be a position that they were placed in to perform duties? And if this was a position that they were placed in to perform duties, what type of duties would this particular person do as an operative within the confines of the United States of America against American citizens that were homeless? What would this individual do? What would they use their resources within the shelter to do? And for what purpose would they use those resources? I'm just checking the audio again. Okay, these resources. Now, the few I have the misfortune of actually being a participant at a shelter, what type of resources can a shelter provide to homeless individuals? Well, first of all, food, a roof over their head, shower, clothing, basically a foundation. A shelter would provide a makeshift foundation from which this homeless person can then rebuild their life. So what would the purpose of this operative that would be the head of the shelter, what would be their purpose? To provide them with this, help them build, fortify this foundation for them to move ahead in life? Or is it to damage any type of foundation that they're actually trying to build? And perhaps even sever ties to the family, which is their foundation, which may be located elsewhere in the same city, or dare I even say, elsewhere within the United States. Like in my particular case, I happened to find out after traveling 2,000 miles away from where I originally come from, I happened to find out that someone that was a participant at this shelter had traveled to where I had come from and interacted with my children. So you tell me, what would a CIA operative running a shelter, providing services for the homeless, do to aid them in building a foundation upon which they can rebuild their life? Why would they have resources go to the towns, the cities, the states where some of these homeless people come from and interact with these homeless people's family. I'm still checking for audio. I told you, when I get loud, I get reckless. When I get reckless, I speak the truth. You want to know how much truth I know? Keep pushing me.
The doors were closing.